Hello, welcome to the Washington Council for High School College Relations Virtual College Planning Day. Thank you for joining us this morning. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. Use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, including some coming up next hour, or actually in the next 35 minutes from now. So be sure to sign up for more. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/washcouncil. Now that I've gotten all that housekeeping stuff out of the way, let me get out of the way now and turn it over to our first presentation from Community Colleges of Spokane.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. My name is Leslie Dawson. I am with Spokane Falls Community College, part of the Community Colleges of Spokane, and I'm going to hand it off to Shelby.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shelby Dickinson. I'm Leslie's counterpart over at Spokane Community College. So while she goes ahead and pulls up our presentation, we just want to let you know it's confusing. Sometimes we have two colleges within our one district, and we are not exactly the same. We're actually quite different. So we're going to touch on that mostly with our programming is how we find our differences. A lot of stuff we align on as well. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. So here's a great list of all of our free services that we have for our students on campus. Not time to touch on each one of these today, but we just want you to know that you are very supported on campus and to please take advantage of these things. A lot of students don't, whether it's tutoring and they're struggling in their classes and they need some virtual help or some free mental health counseling, or they need some extra food at the food pantry. It's free to do 3 visits there. We just really want you to feel like all of these things are accessible to you and right at your fingertips when you need them. You know where to find them. And if not, ask us because we'll point you in the right direction. So please take advantage of these things.
Perfect. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our academic offerings that we have on both campuses. Like Shelby said, there are some differences. However, we do offer diverse course offerings. We have over 150 programs available. We offer those courses in an online, on-ground, or hybrid modality. And so what that means is you might be completely on ground. Say you're in a program that is a full-on, hands-on, you get into the automotive cars and such, so you're going to be on ground. We also have opportunities where you would take some of your courses online, but also be on ground for those more on hands-on programming. And then lastly, we also have some full online courses. So perhaps you're not living right in the Spokane area, but you are interested in taking some of our programming. We have those opportunities as well. The Community Colleges of Spokane, we do run on a 12-week quarter system. And what that means is we offer 4 different quarters. Most of our students prefer to do the fall, winter, and spring programs. Our summer programs are kind of earmarked for specific courses that are only offered during the summer. Or let's say maybe you had a rough quarter and you need to retake a course, or you're missing something that's part of the requirement. So that's an option for you as well. Going to touch a little bit on each of our educational options. Like I said, we are such a diverse organization. The options are so vast. So I'm going to start with our career and technical certificates. These are going to be programs that are going to help you get your training and get right into high demand class work. And so some of our courses are done in as little as 6 to 9 months. And then we also have our 2-year associate's degree. So you'll be able to go ahead and come out with that associate's degree and be placed right into a high demand, high paying career. Shelby, I'm going to let you touch on apprenticeships.
Yeah, thanks, Leslie. So apprenticeship is another option we actually offer specifically through Spokane Community College. And essentially what apprenticeship is, I'm sure you've heard the word, maybe you're not totally sure what that means. That's where I was in high school. I had no idea what this was, but it's essentially learning on the job. So what that means for our students is they're entering into construction trades, things like electrician, they want to do plumbing, they want to do carpentry or framing for houses. Different things. There's tons and tons of options there, as you can imagine, all the things that go into building a structure. And those students, by learning on the job, they're actually making money. So they're going to a job site every day and they're learning from someone who is already an apprentice and been through that process and is an expert journeyman in their field. So that's kind of a cool way to learn. Also nice because these students get to make some money. 20 bucks an hour on average is the starting wage for these students. So think about 20 bucks an hour as an 18-year-old. I certainly wasn't making that at my first job out of high school, so that's really good. But this is a fun option. These apprenticeship options take about 2 to 5 years, depending on the specific apprenticeship, to complete and get that journeyman status. And then you can be making upwards of 60 bucks an hour at some job sites right now, and upwards depending on the demand for that field. So really good pay here. Make sure it's something you're comfortable doing. Some manual labor, working with your hands, being outside, things like that, but a great option for our students as well.
Thank you. So I'm going to combine the associate's degree along with our direct transfer agreement. So something that's unique to our campus, and we really appreciate having the opportunity to collaborate with our four-year colleges and universities, is that we can create a program for you where you would take your first 2 years or your associate's degree program on the community colleges Spokane campuses, and then you transfer to complete that 4-year degree. And so one of the things that if you're looking to save some money or perhaps stay within the Spokane area for your first 2 years, kind of get your feet under you in college, this is a great option. We can work with you to get your degree plan in place and know that those credits are going to transfer when you're ready to move on to that 4-year program. Really a great option if you're looking to save money again and stay in the area. We also have a Bachelor of, actually it's science degrees. And what those offer you is to complete your 4-year program right here in Spokane. A lot of those are in some leadership management, so healthcare systems, business systems, and then also if you're really interested in the IT track, we have some great bachelor's programs as far as that goes. So if you want to stay in Spokane but want to come away with that 4-year degree that's pretty sought after in those areas for careers, certainly something to look into. Like most schools, we are definitely going to give you a credit for that prior learning. So if you've done any kind of running start programs, we want to make sure that we get those courses up and going on your transcripts so that you are ahead of the game. So just to talk a little bit about paying for college, I know that it's kind of one of those things like, how are we going to come up with the money? We can't encourage you enough to file that FAFSA as soon as it opens. For most of you, that's going to be October 1st of this coming year. And you'll want to go ahead and get in there and submit that FAFSA. What it does is it really triggers all of your financial opportunities that you're going to have to help pay for that, for your college. Anything from those Pell Grants to work study opportunities, scholarships. Any colleges you're interested in are going to be able to tell you what opportunities from a scholarship perspective. And then also we are able to set up payment plans if you're wanting to pay out of pocket. Work study is a great opportunity to work on campus. It's really convenient, and you have the opportunity to work in your field oftentimes, but it helps work around your classwork and pretty good income as far as that goes. Down in the right-hand corner, I do have our school codes. So when you do apply for financial aid, you'll want to include those school codes. That's going to let us know that you are wanting to attend, and we're going to be able to get that award letter out to you quickly. And then just one thing to note, when I talk about those direct transfer or those associate degrees, community colleges, what we offer is an education at a really reasonable price. So as you can see, the average cost to attend for the year is just over $4,000. And that does include textbooks and fees and such. And so just a really reasonable option for students. Shelby, I'm going to let them know how to go ahead and take those next big footsteps.
Yes, we'd love for you to apply online at the website listed there. Our Apply Now button is on every page of our website, so you can't miss it. Bright yellow button in the upper right-hand corner. It is a free application, no cost to submit that, and no harm if you end up not coming with us. That does happen a lot with Community College Path. But it takes about 10 minutes to complete, really user-friendly. We're happy to help you through it if you have any questions in that process. We do ask you to select a program in that process. It's easy to change because, as we all know, we change our minds sometimes. That's okay. So complete that online app. You should be receiving a welcome email from our admissions staff within about 2 weeks, oftentimes earlier. And that'll guide you through your next steps that you need to take before you can enroll with Community Colleges of Spokane. One last thing to note is we are open enrollment at Community Colleges of Spokane, which means everyone who applies and graduates high school or completes their GED will be admitted to CCS. So please keep that in mind.
All right, I'm going to just share a quick screen with our contact information. Encourage you guys just to take a quick screenshot of that. I know that everybody has their phones on them. And then encourage you just to reach out to us. We have both contact emails as well as our campus tour emails, so that if you're interested in taking a quick look at our campuses, you can certainly schedule that as well. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. And I'll mention a couple things quickly as reminders. Q&A is where you can ask questions of any of our representatives. Also check out the chat, because a lot of information coming to you that way from our reps as well. Up next, we'll hear from Washington State University, Vancouver.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. Just go ahead and get started in a little bit. I just want to remind you all to go ahead and send us any questions that you have. Washington State University, Vancouver. We are located in Southwest Washington. We are just one of 6 different WSU campuses. So all the questions that you ask us, we will respond specific to the Vancouver campus. So just to go ahead and let you know, my name is Camila. I'm an admissions counselor for WSU Vancouver. I work primarily with freshman students. So looking forward to answering all your awesome questions.
And my name is Erin Jensen. I use she, her pronouns. I also work in admissions at Washington State University, Vancouver, and I also work primarily with freshmen. So thank you for being here today. I'm going to hand it over to Kim.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kim Hyatt, and I'll be your presenter today. And we do invite you to send us questions through the Q&A, as my colleagues mentioned below. So thank you so much, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so Washington State University, Vancouver is located in Vancouver, Washington, in Southwest Washington. We're in the homeland of the Chinookan and Tide-Nippon peoples and the Cowlitz Indian tribe. We're part of a multi-campus system, which includes 5 physical campuses throughout the state of Washington and 1 online campus. Our campus enrollment is about 3,500 students, and we offer a small school feel within the large WSU system and access to all of those big school resources. Your degree, regardless of which campus you attend, will be from Washington State University. WSU Vancouver offers a wide variety of degrees. Whether you want to become an accountant, a teacher, an engineer, nurse, writer, doctor, lawyer, or digital content specialist, there's something for everyone. And if you don't see the major that you're looking for, ask us. Names of degrees can vary across universities, and there's often more than one degree option for many careers. If you're undecided about your major, that's okay. We have academic advisors who specialize in working with students who are still deciding on a major. WSU Vancouver is truly a student-centered campus, and we offer many free resources to support you in your academics and learning, your well-being, and your preparation for graduate school and employment. The key, of course, is taking advantage of the resources. One of my favorite resources is Career Services. They offer free job and internship fairs for students, as well as workshops to help you write your resume, prepare for a job interview, and learn about careers and majors. Having a well-rounded college experience means also getting involved. You can see here leadership, recreation, and student organizations. These are the 3 pillars of student involvement on the WSU Vancouver campus. And the great thing about all of these areas is that they also have paid positions that you can apply for. You can do something that you love to do and get paid for it at the same time. The application process for freshmen and Running Start students is really straightforward. You complete the online application and there's no essay required. The $70 application fee is paid at the end of the application before you submit it, but you can also request a fee waiver at that time if you are currently receiving free and reduced lunch, or if you currently are receiving the college-bound scholarship. Within the application, you'll also submit your high school transcript, or you can turn it into us later at the admissionsdocs.wsu.edu portal. We only need your final high school transcript after admission. Running Start students are also encouraged to submit their official community college transcript. That way you can receive an official transfer credit evaluation and see what classes count for college credit. Admissions is based on meeting the core requirements, the strength of your coursework, and your grade trends. And beginning with the 2022 admission cycle, WSU does not require or use the SAT and ACT in the admissions process. The college academic distribution requirements that I mentioned on the previous screen are listed here. These are the courses and core subjects that you need to have completed by the time you finish high school or your Running Start curriculum. Please note that universities can waive up to 3 credits of CATERs. So if for some reason you were unable to complete 1, 2, or 3 of these core areas, you can also still apply for admission and have your application considered. WSU also awards academic credit for advanced placement, international baccalaureate, and Running Start work. The scores that are required are listed here on the screen, as well as the process to receive official college credit. We also welcome homeschool students to apply for admission. They follow the same application process as freshmen and Running Start and provide, in addition to their high school and college transcripts, an academic resume of their homeschool work or official GED scores. Paying for college is probably one of the most important topics that families face when they're looking at a college education. And WSU has a lot of resources to help you. One of which is our free workshop called the A to Z of Paying for College workshop. This workshop covers all different types of resources that you can access to pay for college. And this information is applicable no matter what college or university you're considering. So we encourage you to attend. If you are a college-bound scholarship recipient, this scholarship covers your full tuition at WSU Vancouver, which currently is $10,761 for the academic year. So with a college-bound scholarship, you don't have to worry about the cost of tuition. The books and technology fee that you see listed here are also annual costs that you'll want to take into account as you're planning for your college education. Scholarships are another aspect of paying for college that you'll want to take advantage of. The WSU General Scholarship application opens every year in August, and the deadline is January 31st of your senior year. By filling out this one application, you're applying for more than 800 scholarships across the Washington State University system, 100 of which are for WSU Vancouver students only. If you qualify, you're also considered for scholarships that are awarded based on your admissions application. And so you'll want to be sure and apply for admission by January 31st as well to be considered for these awards. For first-time freshmen and Running Start students, the Vancouver Academic Achievement Award is one of these types of awards. It's a $3,000 scholarship per year for Washington residents who have a 3.8 high school GPA and enroll full-time at the WSU Vancouver campus. One of the questions we often receive is about housing. Do we have housing? And the answer is WSU Vancouver does not have on-campus housing, but there are many options nearby. We have a web page on our website where you can look at different options for housing in the area, as well as a campus online bulletin board to find other students who might be looking for roommates as well. We invite you to scan the QR code on this slide to go to a website where you can look up your admissions counselor. You'll be able to see which admissions counselor is assigned to your school and schedule an individual meeting with that person. You'll also have a chance to ask questions, have them review your transcripts, and just talk about anything that's on your mind about attending WSU Vancouver. Those appointments are available during the week as well as also in the evening. We also offer a live virtual campus tour where you'll walk around campus over your computer with an admissions or a student ambassador. This student ambassador will tell you a little bit about campus and share their own personal experience. We invite you to go online and schedule this tour. And our last slide is our contact information. We encourage you to take a picture of this slide and reach out to us and ask any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you have immediate questions, you can use the Q&A button to ask questions during this session. Also, again, check out the chat for information that's being sent to you from each of our representatives. Up next, we will hear from Seattle University.
Hi folks, my name is Lindsay Poisson. I'm an admissions counselor here at Seattle University, and I'm joined by my colleague Yobel. Yobel, would you mind introducing yourself?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Lindsay. Hello, everyone. My name is Yobel Mengistu. I'm also an admissions counselor. And yeah, I'm excited to be here today. I'll be in the Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the Q&A and I'll be answering them. But yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Yobel. We'll go ahead and get started here. So I always like to start with this quick snapshot slide of Seattle University, but first mention our mission. Seattle University is a Jesuit institution, and where you see that really shine through is in our mission statement. Seattle University is dedicated to educating the whole person. So we want to make sure that you're growing and stretching and changing and learning in the classroom, but also as a person and outside of the classroom as well. Second, we are dedicated to professional formation. So that means you will be getting out of the classroom and into the field that you're studying during your junior and senior year. So please anticipate a hands-on experience and some experiential learning. Of course, it will count for college credit as well. And you have a lot of assistance through that process through our career engagement office. And last but not least, we are dedicated to educating leaders for a just and humane world. So social justice is a conversation that is had in the classroom, not just in our ethics class, but also in the content that you're learning, whether it be nursing, computer science, teaching. So just anticipate that conversation both in the classroom and also outside of the classroom. Our mission is something that really unifies our students, faculty, and staff. So if you feel connected to our mission, it might be in your interest to explore Seattle University a little bit more. Some fast facts here, 100% of our classes are taught by faculty members. So that means that you'll never have a grad student or a TA leading your class. Our total undergraduate population is around 4,700 students. So while we're a mid to small size campus, we are in an urban setting. We're in a neighborhood called Capitol Hill. If you're familiar with the city of Seattle, you probably have been there before. It is a super vibrant community. It's Seattle's LGBTQ+ community. It's the arts and music community, so many little restaurants and shops. It's also a residential neighborhood. So a lot of families and young professionals are living in this area. So although you're in the smaller community of Seattle University, you're also in the hustle and bustle of Capitol Hill and the city of Seattle. We have over 65 different degree programs. Some of our most popular programs are nursing, our business school, a lot of majors within our College of Science and Engineering are very popular, but we also have a really strong social work program, as well as communication and marketing. Our average class size here is 18 students. So if you are anticipating going into a classroom and seeing a lecture hall full of 100 students, we just don't offer that here. But the benefit to having smaller class sizes is a deeper connection with your faculty members and your teachers, and also getting that kind of hands-on help as needed. We also have the Learning Assistance Program, which allows for tutoring sessions, also group study sessions and workshops on study skills and managing your course load. But your first point of action will be connecting with your professor just to get the accommodations and assistance that you need in the class directly. And our student to faculty ratio is about 11:1. Moving along. So here's again some quick bullet points about our academics at SU. We have all direct entry programs. So what this means is that when you apply to Seattle University, you can apply directly to any program that you're interested in, and there's no reapplication process at any point in time. So you do not have to reapply after you've completed your prerequisite courses. Essentially, once you are in, you are in. We also have a very unique core curriculum here. That's our general education requirements, but rather than taking intro level classes, it's more of a deep dive into a specific question. So I like to give some examples of classes that we offer here. One is called Can We Fix Healthcare? Another class we offer is called Food Sustainability in the US. A really popular one is called Fire and Ice, and it's about the formation of glaciers and volcanoes and maybe how they're at risk currently. But there's lots of unique ways for you to step out of your major and learn about things that maybe you wouldn't learn in just your business program or the nursing program. So lots of ways for you to explore different areas of study. We also have a really strong advising program here. Pre-professional advising for students who are interested in pre-law, pre-health, pre-education. You'll also be assigned a major advisor to assist you with course selection and monitor your course load. And then for students who are not sure what they want to be majoring in, that's completely fine. You do not need to know what you are doing 4 years from graduation. And we have a really strong advising program to help you discern your path and figure out what your strengths are and where you see yourself after you graduate. So just know you'll have lots and lots of support. You'll be required to check in with your advisor once every quarter, and you'll have an assigned advisor for every major that you have declared. So if you're a double major, you'll have 2 advisors. And if you have a pre-professional track, you'll have another advisor for that as well. All right, so it's hard to capture student life in just one slide, but our students are so involved. I always joke, I have no idea when they sleep. We have over 100 clubs and organizations. We have all sorts of programming for student. We have the Center for Community Engagement, which allows to pair students with different volunteer opportunities. We have clubs that range from cultural clubs and affinity clubs to clubs that are just out of interest, like our esports club or our fashion club or our outdoor adventure club. We have an amazing speech and debate. We have our Triangle Club, which supports our LGBTQ+ community. We have an amazing radio station, a student-run government. So, so many ways that you can be involved. Oh, and D1 Sports, that's another thing I forgot to mention. So because we have those amazing facilities, we also have club and intramural sports. So many ways for you to build community and get involved. We do offer study abroad programs for students who are interested, and really just so many ways for you to either participate in clubs or enjoy different events that other clubs put on, and to really build community here at SU. All right, so I'll try to move through this quickly. We are located on the Common app, and we have 2 deadlines. Early actions November 15th, regular decision is January 15th. We do review holistically here at SU, so every piece of your application will be closely reviewed as part of the process. So there is the number side. We can't ignore your GPA and your transcript. We're also looking though, when we're looking at these numbers, what kind of meaningful challenge have you added? Any AP or IB classes, any dual enrollment classes? We're also looking at grade trends. So has there been a decline or incline in grades, any significant dips? We'll be checking out your overall GPA, and then test scores if you choose to submit them. We're a test optional through and through, so it's not a requirement. But if it is an asset to your application, feel free to send them along. When reviewing this part of the application, it's always helpful to have some context. So if you did have a significant dip in your transcript because you broke your leg or something happened, we want to hear about that. We want to be able to put the puzzle pieces together. We'll also be looking at major prerequisites. So if you are applying to a specific program that requires certain grades, just take a look at our website and make sure you cross-reference that before you submit your application. Now, there's the whole other side of your application and also the whole other side of what makes you you. So make sure to include leadership and activities. We want to see how you spend your time outside of the classroom. And don't forget to include part-time jobs, or if you care for siblings or grandparents, we want to hear about that. Also your essay, that is obviously a writing sample, but also an opportunity for you to speak to your admissions counselor directly. So we want want to hear from you and really hear your voice. And then lastly, we need 2 letters of recommendation, one from a counselor and one from a teacher. Hopefully these letters of recommendation can kind of speak to who you are as a person, but also some of your academic achievements. All right, and this is our last slide here about financial aid and scholarships. So you'll see our annual costs listed here: tuition, room and board, estimated total cost of attendance, followed by a really big, scary number. But if you look down to the scholarships and aid section, just know that we do award merit scholarships that is automatically awarded based on the application submitted, and they range from $8,000 to $25,000. And that would be an annual amount that's guaranteed for your 4 years here at SU. If you are a transfer student, which is another amazing pathway to attend Seattle University, just know that you are also eligible for merit scholarships there. We also do participate in the college-bound scholarship. We have what we call the SU-bound scholarship. So if you meet our requirements, full tuition can be covered with our SU-bound supplemental scholarship. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. And lastly, we do offer the Sullivan Leadership Award. So this is a full tuition, full room and board scholarship that we award to 9 students annually. You do need to apply early action, but other than that, there's very general requirements. We have a really unique and different group every single year. If you feel connected to our mission and that SU might be a fit for you, I would definitely recommend throwing your hat in the ring and going through the process. We love students who are interested in SU and always want to connect with you if you have any questions, and also know that we're here to support you with the entire process, even if you don't select SU. I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to Russ here and stop my share. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. And I want to invite all of our representatives back on camera with their microphones on, because I'm going to do a quick Q&A. We've only got about 3 minutes, but we can do this very quickly just with one question, have you answer in the same order that you presented. What one piece of advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? We'll start with Community Colleges of Spokane.
Yeah, I'll just jump in and say, if at all possible, I think it's a great step to try and visit the colleges that you're interested in and see it in person for yourself. Maybe you can take a family member with you, maybe go on a solo trip, connect with that advisor so that they know you're coming, and just see if that school is a fit for you by walking on the campus and visiting the offices. That's a really good way to gauge if you're going to like an institution.
Washington State University, Vancouver.
I would recommend that students get a calendar, whatever their calendar of choice is, whether it be their phone or the traditional paper calendar, and write down all of the dates and deadlines for your colleges that you're considering. So for example, admissions deadline, scholarship deadline, FAFSA or WASFA filing deadline. It's just really important to be on top of those deadlines in your year before you plan to enroll at your college or university of choice.
And Seattle University.
My recommendation and parting piece of advice is to reach out. We are so happy to support you in any way that we can. We know that this can be a really scary and daunting process. And even if you don't end up at a specific university, just know that we really want to make sure you can find the best fit. So reach out and know that we are a great resource to you. And that's our job. We're happy to be a resource to you.
Well, thank you all for sharing that advice and also sharing all of the great information about each of your schools. I want to thank our attendees for joining us. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, there's another session coming up in about 10 minutes, so sign up for another one if you haven't done so already at the same place you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WashCouncil. Once again, thank you to our representatives for sharing all that great information. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your Thursday.